What's up, everybody? How are you? It is another edition of Real Talk Chronicles, and I'm your host, Bill Forster. And I have my lovely co host with me today, my wife, Malika.
Hello.
What's going on? How are you? Good?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. We figured we'd do something different. I mean, we've talked about it before, and we've done it in the past, but this is the first time that we actually said we're going to lock it in and make sure it is her day or our day, the Forsters.
Our day. I was just thinking about this the other day because we've been talking about this and I've just been so busy. We were supposed to start this back up again a couple of months ago, but I was thinking it's been like 3 years
Right. Yeah.
since we
First started
the side by side Bill and Malika on Real Talk Chronicles. So time's flying.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody that's watching and appreciating. We appreciate you with open arms and love and all that. First and foremost, let's give prayers out to Nashville. There was another mass shooting, and person that 3 kids and 3 adults, I think 3 9-year-old children and 3 adults. I think one was a principal and custodian and another, I think, substitute teacher. They were 61. So funny how these numbers are adding up. 3 were 61 and the kids were 9 years old. I mean, regardless, the female that used to go to the school, I think I don't know what this means to media or anybody else. She goes as, I think, transgender, and she went to the school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, I heard it was, I just heard it's a 28-year-old female.
Yes.
So,
I mean, just sending our prayers out to that. I'm sure we will definitely be talking about this Wednesday. But speaking of Wednesday, too, I also have to talk about the show Richard Williams put together. And we're going to be talking about recidivism. And
say that fast 3 times.
Recidivism. How about that? Okay. And then we're going to have our guest going to be Judge Milton Tingley, Charlene Blake from Office of Public Safety and Security of Massachusetts, and Vaughn Jackson from Fortune Society. So, it's going to be a good show, and we're going to get it in. Mm-hmm. What's up, Sharon? How are you? Like I said, shout out to everybody that's watching. We appreciate you. Your girl is here. She's rocking.
Yeah, it's usually the reverse, right? Bill's usually sitting back there, and I'm sitting here doing work as always. So
yeah, but what's so funny?
Switching it up.
It's funny we're doing this at the end of Women's Month, and so I kind of, I want to talk about a bunch of things, but I wanted to highlight you as a woman, a positive woman, doing what you do in this world. So first and foremost, where are you from? I'm going to interview you.
Hey, that wasn't part of the script.
Exactly.
I didn't sign up for this, right?
You would do it.
Hold up. I have some questions for you, William.
Well, we can do that too. Exactly. We're going to talk about some other stuff too.
I got some questions for you.
And now you're like,
look, I came prepared. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, Bill, Real Talk Chronicles, you started this how many years ago? 20 something?
You see how
30 years?
She jumped the gun, right?
They don't care about where I'm from Philly. Everybody says I talk like I'm from way down south.
Right.
Yeah, I'm from Philly.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to know. That's why I asked. So, I started Real Talk Chronicles after the passing of my mother. And, then I started doing it in my apartment. And we was having just like abundance of people, 60 people at one time or even more.
I'm curious, did someone suggest that you do that? Or did you just start it up on your own? No, or people were coming over and you were sitting around talking and it became a thing?
Like, it was the promoter in me that couldn't do anything small. There was only like 8 of us in our house at the time. Like Allison, that's why Allison is here, my cousin, Holly, I think a few other people, and they were helping me clean out the place. unlike Gina, what's up, girl?
Hey, Gina.
Unlike some people, like when my mother transitioned, I kind of wanted to clean the slate a little bit and, clean the apartment out. So we said, we're going to do, everybody bring two people. Two people grew, and then it didn't stop. Then, of course, I legalized it. And my man Marcel that used to rock with me, he came up with the name Chronicles, because we already knew it was about real talk, but he came up with the name Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I LLC that, and we started rocking. And then I started shopping it, and then went to town forums, and then places were telling me that it wasn't celebrity driven. But I always say things like positivity doesn't sell. You hate to hear me say that because I could do a prompt.
Hate's a strong word.
Oh, she touched me off. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Let's go. Go ahead.
Take after you. No, I don't. I mean, it is difficult, right? The brunch party on and popping. Every third Saturday is on and popping.
Right.
Real Talk Chronicles on and popping, but not as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still an absolutely beautiful thing. So yeah, I think it's great because a lot of times when there's loss, people are around. It seems, I don't know, just from what I've seen, not directly pertaining to you, but it seems like people call more so at work or gather around right when that person first passes. And then a week or two or three later, it's quiet. And that's when I think people also need it the most. Need love and hugs and somebody to check on them, when it gets real quiet. And I think it's amazing that you had such a wonderful support system around you. And I'm really glad that you did.
Well, yeah, I mean, I tell anybody, when somebody in your loved ones pass away, I don't want to get morbid with this, but when your loved ones pass away, people are there for that quick minute, but then all of a sudden everything gets blank. Like bills don't stop, people stop coming around, they stop calling. Some people pray on the week. I've had that. You're a single man, and some women can know you're vulnerable, and I'm sure it can go for women too out there. But then, like I said, people don't really understand what's going on when you lose somebody. And I've lost both of mine. I mean, my parents, and everything a lot of times gets magnified about my mother, but I was closer to my father than I was my mother. A lot of people don't even know that. Shout out Loving God. He said, thanks to Abba Father for his mercy, and I'm appreciative for the foster family. Hopefully God can apply you guys to sharing his gospel.
Thank you. That's very nice. I want to address you by your name. I know last time I was here, like a week or so ago, and Bill calls you Loving God, Loving God. Just curious, can we call you by your first name, or should we just call you Loving God? Just things I think about throughout the day. just random thoughts that I have. Just curious, no pressure at all, but just wondering if we can address you by your first name.
Kim Shea, what's going on? Dana, what's up, niece? How are you?
Hi,
Shout out to everybody. We see you all chiming in. I see you, Branzetti, Sweat, Junius, what's going on? Shout out to everybody that's watching. We appreciate you. Like I said, we're going to talk about it. Yes, when they're quiet, exactly. But I'm still being in contact to those people. Absolutely. I mean, I think all the things that I've done in my life, especially being a caretaker, has blessed me for everything after. Like you and I have even talked about how you and my mother would get along, and for those that if you don't know my father, I am my father.
Splitting image, right?
Well,
but also personality.
Yeah, too? Personality.
Yeah.
I always say I have my father's personality with my mother's attitude. Like that. If anything y'all know about that no nonsense B, that's my mother. Shut you down quick. Our family has a joke. From my mother's maiden name is Finnessy, and they would say them Finnessy girls don't play. And so we laugh about that. And my mother, short stature, but mouth
I love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the thing is, I mean, you and your mother are very tight.
Whew.
That's led to us doing some transitioning and things of that magnitude.
Yeah, very
and
tight.
You want to talk about we didn't talk about the sponsors. Oh,
yeah, I know.
Soft Illusions
I
Art
got you all
Gallery.
shook up today. What's up
Yeah,
with that?
you know, Malika changed my angles, you know. You know, people always say happy wife, happy life.
No, I just feel like if we were over there, we'd be like this. And I love being next to you, but it's, you know, a little breathing room.
You know what's so funny? Let me just tell y'all all one thing about married life.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to
take a sip. Take a sip.
It's not water today, folks. It's all about the rosé. I don't have a cup, so please forgive me.
Oh, yeah. Well, she take it to the head. Exactly. That's the,
what we going to say?
That the North Philly in you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know? So... Some believe that when they say happy life, happy wife, happy life. Sorry, I didn't know.
We've talked about this a trillion times. A trillion. A trillion and one now. Happy spouse, happy house, because the Lord knows if this man is not happy. Oh, my goodness.
But you know, as you get, the longer you're married, men stop trying to be like, they be like, okay, listen, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I mean? But anyway. So real talk, we was growing. We're gonna talk about that, you know. And we said, okay. I just kept going and going. I shopped at the stations and stuff like that and everything. A lot of people. What's up, family? What's up, Clay? How you doing, man?
Hey, Clay.
And we're just doing a lot of things with it. And you know, when the pandemic hit, Malika was talking about, you know, I was talking about doing something with it. And she was like, yo, you know, probably was getting on her nerves. Anyway, sitting around the house bored. And she said, well, you know, why don't you do a podcast? And I was like, okay, you know. And now it's 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
So
3 years.
She's the reason why I'm here in front of you. You know, and then like I said, I mean, I used to talk about relationships. We can still talk about relationships because there are people out here, I don't even understand why you're not, you know, well, I understand. Don't get that beat coming out. I can talk about why some of you are not in relationships. I can see it.
Oh, Jesus.
You can see it.
Come on, it's our first time back. Let's take it easy.
Listen,
let's go easy.
No, that ain't real talk. It's real talk, not real easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but we're not saying names. We're just talking in life.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sitting there and you don't understand why you single, I could tell you. Just ask me. Oh, sorry. But
I don't know if people know this, but when I first went to New York just for work for 9 months. I've told this story a couple years ago, a few times, but I went there just for 9 months just to work. I knew nobody. I just knew my coworkers, and that was it. And after 9 months, I was like, I think I want to hang out here. And thankfully, I was able to get another job right away when that contract ended. And I want to say I was in New York for about 4 years, something like that, before I met this one here in Harlem. Mm-hmm. And when we met, I was honestly thinking about maybe coming back to Philly full time. I don't know, just kind of tossing the idea around. And Bill was like, yeah.
You can tell the story, guys.
I ain't going to tell the whole story. Well,
that's why we here. They want to hear the story.
They don't care about that.
They want to hear the story. She tried to play all like, you know I like you,
I was
but
feeling myself. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But the third time we ran into each other in Harlem, of course.
Yeah, shout out to the Red Rooster.
Yes,
if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have. No, it's not. That's not true.
No, we met at Cherie.
Yeah, Cherie.
Yeah, on Linux.
Well, I hope he's doing good. He used to be a Facebook friend of mine. I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Really nice guy.
I got $5 Facebook friends, so I don't know where anybody is unless they say hi sometimes. But shout out to Cherie if he's around and still looking.
Yes.
It was at your establishment we met.
So true, Kim Cherie. It was definitely God's plan. Because who runs into the same person 3 times in a few months? And I don't know. I guess it happens in Harlem. But.
And I was, doing what I do, cutting up, joking, and she was walking by, and I think you knew. I can't even recall who the other person was.
But you knew that you were with Clay, because I remember the guy had a nice hat on.
Nah, because you didn't know Clay. It was somebody.
No, I didn't know him, but I just remember you were laughing with a tall guy, brown skin with I just remember a nice hat and your bald head.
But whoever the person was, you knew. So.
Oh.
Because that's why you stopped. And then.
I thought it was you.
They always say that after the ring, y'all. Let me stop.
No, right? I thought you were the reason.
They always say that after the ring. Yeah, let me say
something.
So she stopped, and they introduced us. So we were just talking, and of course she was very attractive, and I was very attracted to her. And then I asked her. I didn't go ask her for a number. I just asked her what she was on social media. And this is when she tries to play it off, y'all. I asked her for a number. No, I asked her, I said, if you on social media? She said, yes. So I said, well, send me a friend request, Bill Forster, because anybody that knows me, I will always introduce myself, Bill Forster. But this
your name syllable, is so easy to remember. So easy.
So I said Bill Forster.
Yeah.
And as soon as she left, it was about 1 second later, I get bing. I get a friend request.
That's not even right.
I get a friend request.
The story always
like this,
changes.
Like that.
I don't know where he gets this from.
Yeah.
I honestly probably was at work like the next day because I think it was a happy hour.
Okay,
day.
I may have given. I'm exaggerating.
It could have been like the next day or two. Maybe it could have. The weekend could have passed.
They don't
fit. The weekend could have passed.
It ain't no weekend. Nothing.
On Monday, I was sitting there like, I'm a little tired today. Let me look this dude up. But it definitely wasn't that minute. Trust me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that minute, but it was probably the next day when she went home, or like as soon as she got home. So then it was so funny. I guess she was coming out of something. I was all over the place. And
True.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I was all over the place. Yes, Miles, I was. And that's her dog. I was all over the place. And
that's right, Rochelle and Kim.
I had asked her, I don't know. No, we didn't even speak really. So she still was doing her thing, because she has an art gallery, Soft Illusions.
Oh yeah.
And keep plug, no shameless plug, real plug, art gallery. And I had taken a job out in DC. I moved up to DC, the DMV area. And so then, now let's keep it 100. You know how you can tell when somebody look at your pictures.
Oh, he was like.
She was like. Yo, this is real talk.
Little things going
like. This is real talk. It ain't real lies. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to tell the truth,
yo. It was
yo.
like, I wish I could just like all these at the same time.
Gaylord, what's going on, bro?
Oh my
How you feeling, man? Shout out to everybody.
Next time y'all see Bill, do the like dance. Like.
You better do it for her. Exactly. Nolene, what's going on? Sis? How are you?
Hilarious.
What's happening? Shout out to everybody chiming in. If you watch it from Facebook or YouTube, the beautiful thing is you're watching. That's a beautiful thing. That is Malika Forster. I'm Bill Forster.
Yeah.
And this is our segment. And we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about relationships.
We're going to talk about you doing the like dance.
But it didn't happen. It happened after she liked a bunch of my pictures.
Oh my!
And let me tell you something.
I hit like on one picture.
No.
That red convertible picture.
You hit like on a bunch of
bald
pictures.
head. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. See.
Let me pay attention. What's up, Gaylord?
See, that's what I'm saying. See, in relationships, honesty.
That's
is
right,
true.
Brother Clay.
Yeah.
He was licking the phone screen like.
Yo, listen. In relationships, keep it 100. Let me tell you something. I used to do a lot of relationship counseling. So tell the truth. She ain't telling the truth. No, we liked each other. She liked my picture first, and then I went bananas on her pictures. I was like, oh, look at my baby, Because Malika, for those that don't know, they always used to call her like the Toni Braxton. So, they said she used to favor Tony. I don't know who's older, you or Tony, but
I'm like the fat Toni Braxton.
Yeah.
I'm busting on myself.
Yeah.
Gotta bust on myself.
She ain't fat.
All right. So anyway, back to your story.
You're growing. You're seasonally smart. I mean,
you know what? I gotta tell you something.
I mean,
see this back massager right?
They don't want to see that corny stuff. They don't want to see that corny.
No, it's not corny. It's not just for massaging the back. Bill gets a spanking at least once or twice a day. So excuse me for 1 second. I just gotta spank him.
This is the borderline slavery. You know what I'm saying? like she might as well. But you don't call her master. You know what I'm saying?
If you ever come by the house and you see a couple of these, laying around, you'll know what it's for. Okay, I'll just hold on to this.
Yeah. Anyway,
just in case I need it.
What were we talking about?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Now we were talking about you doing the like dance.
Oh no. Yeah, so I like the picture, a bunch of pictures. Rochelle, what you said? I wish you could have got a screenshot of him licking the front. See, Clay, you see, that's going to be the new
That's
thing
why
now.
I love Clay.
That's gonna be the thing. Oh, we're going to be with Clay and his wife this
Thursday. I can't wait. Yes.
Shout out to Allison Williams. We're going to go all hang out and go see her and chop it up.
Yeah, Allison is performing in Philly at South.
So everybody coming to Philly. We coming to Philly. Tish,
come hang out with us.
We're
going early. We're going to hang out early before the show.
Yeah. Yes, I'm just trying to multitask. Malika's better than me. It's okay. She is. I have no problems admitting it.
So yeah, this is like the extended version of how we got together.
It's not extended. That's what we hear.
Oh my goodness! Right.
You know?
So that summer we met up. We ran into each other at Red Rooster. I think the next day we went on our first date, and I literally feel like I've seen him almost every day since then.
Yeah. Even when I was trying to be like, no, I'm good.
No, me.
She was at the door. Like,
oh no! Oh no! Wake up, Bill! Wake up!
And you know how you go to the peephole?
Yo, you need to wake up. You live.
Wait a minute. No, you know how you go to the peephole?
He's dreaming.
And you stick her out it, and then somebody like there like that. I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "What's going on here?"
He's dreaming. I'm telling you, Bill. You need to wake up.
I said, "Wait." I said, "What the hell is happening?" She's like, "I was in the neighborhood. You live on the east side. What are you talking about?"
My word! I'm telling you.
I was like, but you know what? It's all good. You know, Loving God sent you a message. You have your glasses.
Oh, I didn't see it. Let's see.
She's handling the computer. Everybody.
Loving God. He's laughing hard. Mrs. Foster, I appreciate the Loving God name. That's my new name, like Jesus changed Simon's name to Peter, Abram to Abraham. I'm hoping people will recognize God's good side. I'm all for that. And trust me, I will continue to call you Loving God. So if you ever come to the brunch party, don't say, hey, this is, Mike. You have to say, it's Loving God, and I'll know exactly who you are.
Be like, yo, what up, LG?
How's that?
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Vera with the wonderful last name.
Vera.
How are you?
Nice.
You know what's so funny? You know how you see somebody with your last name, you'd be like, oh, are you related? Or you always try to find out. Vera, I never asked you, are we related or something? You could be my cousin.
She's so sweet.
But it's all right. It's family anyway.
Absolutely.
Got much love for you. So that's how we she was playing hard to get after we started.
Oh, you're still on that?
Yeah. Because I got feelings about it.
No, so our first date was where?
Don't tell them where. Because God forbid if there was a code. And
it's closed.
Oh, right.
Oh,
right.
But you're right. You're right.
Right.
We can keep that to ourselves.
Right. Yeah, but our first date is the place is closed.
Right.
I picked up in the convertible.
Right.
The picture that she liked, that she didn't really like a lot of, but she liked that picture. And we went for a ride. And let me just say this. I have to be honest. For those people that are single, I know everybody wants to be treated the way they think they're supposed to be treated. And I shouldn't say suppose, the way you want to be treated. But if you really like somebody, just be honest and go with the flow. Stop trying to make a person, and I'm just using this as an example for you foodies, don't get your feelings hurt because I'll push your plate on the floor. What I'm saying, just go with the flow. Not everything has to be a full course meal and sit down and talk and wine and dine you. If you really like somebody, it's time spent, not time served.
So how much do you think you spent on our first date?
Oh shit, about what the gas? Let me see.
No,
let me see. I'm just playing with you.
How much do you think the bill was?
It wasn't more than $30-$40.
Exactly.
No.
And we were together for several hours.
Yeah. But we went someplace and we talked. And I always tell her from that first conversation, because there were some people that was hating on me. And she, for whatever reason, she was so transparent with me. And she said, oh, what's up with somebody Absolutely, Clay. Like Clay said, just don't go with the flow, be the flow.
So true.
You know, and um, a lot of people got the game messed up. If you like somebody, there isn't anything wrong with just saying, "Yo, I like you. I want to get to know you." See, we can change the narrative. I see a lot of women sitting at the airport waiting for their ship to come in, and it's not happening. I always tell a lot of women sometimes if you go after that man like you go after those shoes or that pocketbook, you control the narrative. I mean, I'm just saying this is how I personally feel because the bottom line is if you're sitting there waiting for him, and this goes for anybody, guys, you could be missing that boat too. If you really like that lady, you could be missing that boat. There isn't anything wrong with going and saying, "Hey, how are you? My name is so and so." Now I don't know what the new jargon is out here today. What up, hey, shorty? I don't know what you young people say, but for us seasoned people, hello, how are you? My name is so and so.
I like that, seasoned. Yeah, we're seasoned.
And then take it from there. You know, if you're still talking about I'm waiting for you all the way in a corner with 1,000 people, and you see he's making eye contact with you, or you making eye contact with him, and he's not trying to slide up. You got to give him something. Make sure he can come over and converse with you, and then y'all can talk, or maybe you can come in, or maybe have somebody introduce, and then just talk about anything. You know, hey, I've had it like somebody said, "Oh, introduce me to somebody." The worst thing you know is the best conversation besides "Hi, how are you? What's your name?" is, "Oh, how do you know Bill?" That could take you into a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? But it's a conversation.
Exactly.
And that's the whole thing. The moral of the story is have a conversation. And then along that line, you can, because the older you get, sex is the last thing you should be worrying about. It's the physical attraction that gets you there. But that's just real talk from me, my perspective. What you think?
I'm loving Rochelle's comment. She said, "Yes, I'm definitely seasoned salt and pepper."
Absolutely. If I let this go, and I'll be salt and pepper too, what you said.
You literally just read my mind because as I'm listening to Bill, I'm looking at this big patch of gray hair. I'm like, I didn't have that when we first met. Wow. I got all this gray hair since dealing with you.
Well, that's all right, because I can't grow it back dealing with you.
Oh, Lord, please.
This is Real Talk Chronicles, everybody. That's Malika. I'm Bill. And this is the fourth month. The month is almost over. Let me just run down the routine. Sometimes I make Malika go solo. Malika used to have a segment before I get into other stuff.
I did, and then I took on like 50 million.
Yeah, she's a workaholic. Sometimes she do too much.
I'm trying to work on that. I really am.
Yeah, I need to work on it too. Yeah, what's up, Rich?
Hey, Rich.
Rich definitely is the only one that right now calls her Tony. Oh, and speaking about the show that Rich and I are doing this Wednesday, you know, usually we have the crew in, but Rich, it's going to be Rich and I holding it down for everybody because we have a awesome lineup and we don't need all these people. And so we're having we're talking about recidivism. We have Judge Milton Tingley coming in, Charlene Blake from Office of Public Safety and Security, Massachusetts, and Vaughn Jackson from Fortune Society. And we're going to talk about how to keep our people out of jail, or what are the things they can do from people that were incarcerated. How can we better treat them and suit them in this community? Because the bottom line is, you know, a lot of people blame COVID for crimes, for people coming in back in the communities from being incarcerated. We all know that you're in the streets can call your name. I get it. But the bottom line is you only do what you want to do. A predator is a predator. That's how I feel. I mean, so it's gonna be an awesome show. So Rich and I'll be doing that Wednesday. But you know, like I said, prayers to the mass shooting in Nashville. Shout out to Ingram Taxes, Daily Arts and Survival Magazine, #1 martial arts magazine. Shout out to Melba Wilson. Shout out to Reggie Wells, Quality Speakers. Reggie just had a party this weekend. I heard it was very nice. Shout out to Lady D Wells. She was rocking my man Knuckles, and whoever else was there that I know that was DJing.
Shout out to Soft Illusions Fine Art Gallery.
I said that again. Shout out to them. Definitely. Shout out to Diane Yvonne.
I know your mother-in-law.
Yes.
The jokester.
Mm-hmm. We got a good relationship. We our banter is at an all
Oh
time
my
high.
gosh, the whole thing is
Yeah.
who can get who first, like who buses on who first. It's usually you. But
What's up, Stefania? Yeah, well, we go at
hey,
it because
Stefania.
they get up too early. Hey, I don't know what's wrong with them people.
I don't know. I've been sleeping late the last 2 weeks. Good. I don't like it though.
No, I love it.
Now I have to work on that.
You know.
What time do you guys wake up? So I usually wake up around 6:30.
But you used to. Yeah, you used to work at 5.
I have been on a whole stretch of 5:30, and I was loving it. No, I got so much done early in the morning. It was crazy.
Oh,
that's right. Shout out to Harlem Humidor by Harlem Sticks, Brother Clay.
Listen, let me tell you something. For those that don't know, me and my crew are Sort of Flavors. My boys, we do a brunch party along with my wife, who helps me co-host, and it's phenomenal. Cuz in the building.
I can try.
And Clay's like Malika. Sometimes they can do too much. But let me tell you something. Clay came out with a spread with his Harlem Humidor, by Harlem Sticks, and it just brought so much ambiance to with the beautiful people brunch party. And shout out. And when I say people do too much with good intentions in their heart. You understand what I'm trying to say? There are some people that do too much, and you'd be like, "Why'd you do that?" Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about Clay and Malika. There are definitely people that do too much to please other people, and sometimes you got to reel those good-hearted people in. So, and it was such a beautiful success.
Just let us run free.
No, hell
please,
no, hell
Clay,
no.
Just tell them. Just
no.
let us do our thing.
No.
Can we talk about the football classic?
No.
The football classic last fall.
Well, let me just finish this. So,
you don't want to talk about that.
No, we can talk about the classic. We're going to have to talk about the classic.
Take a sip.
Yeah, go ahead, sip on.
You should have brought me a glass. It's all good though. I'm comfortable.
See, that's the married thing.
Comfortable on my skin.
I didn't do. I brought her a drink, but I didn't bring her the glass. My bad. So anyway, see, it's like spanking. You're a Scorpio, so you know. She like to get a credit. Anyway, so Clay does a phenomenal job, and for the brunch party, it's starting in May. We're going to do a derby party, and we're gonna have the streets rocking and booming. Clay gonna bring his spread out. Yeah, exactly, boy. Oh, that's right. Yeah, shout out to Clay. Was in Cuba. He got the hookup. He's with Castro and the crew and his people. So we got some stuff going on. So, oh, see, I tell you, that's women power. So, what can I say?
That's my cousin. She felt that. Yeah, we want to run free.
Well, run. Ooh. Run and take the garbage out too when you feel. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you was listening. Hi, it's real talk. But listen, 40, what's going on? And let me tell you something. We're never gonna say we marriage counselors, but if you ever got a question about marriage or anything, you want to ask Malika and Bill, or Bill and Malika, however you want to spell his name out.
You said it right the first time.
It's all right. I ain't got no problems with that.
Yes.
It's the last name that count. Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah.
You just crack yourself up, don't you?
Right, exactly. Yep. So let's talk about like I said about Women's Month. I just always wanted to give you your flowers. I think it's awesome that you are one of the points in when they say about women leading the country today. You are educated Black women. Black women are the most educated people in this country today. You are one of them, so you make that statistic possible. Mm-hmm. You're an owner. Mm-hmm. You're with an adjunct professor too sometimes, right? When you want to. I gotta put it back out there to work to get some more money.
I'm a wife. That's a job.
Yes, I can be a hot mess. I'm gonna take this. How about this? I'm gonna go with this. I can be a hot mess.
That's a whole job.
And she's a hot mess. And we're both only children, so how about that? Lord have mercy.
Oh my word. Yes.
What's loving God say?
Loving God, old timers could easily change the cycles where they live because everyone knows everyone with pull within a 5 block radius. That's so true. They could take it upon themselves to stress from 11 to 18 kids where they are. As you just made me think of something when I grew up in North Philly, and it was a small block, bunch of row houses, and all the kids played together. But at night, when it started to get dark, it was time to come out, and we would mimic or mock our parents' voices. And my mom has and still does, has the softest voice. So, that was like the running joke. We would, tease each other for who's going to get called to go in first. And my name's obviously Malika, but my mom would call me Leek. So you would hear the soft voice, Leek, Leek. It's like, oh God, yeah, okay, it's my turn. And people would tease, but it was so funny. Everybody looked out for each other on the street. Um, he said, persuaded to break laws and sabotage their clean name while also having intimate relationships without protection. Oh my, we just went on a whole nother.
Yeah, let me ask you
another block.
What did he say? What did he say? I don't have my glasses. You got to read it again.
How come you don't have your glasses on? Wait, I mean, we're doing
doing
the show here.
This is married life.
You need your glasses.
Every time I tell somebody, just read the damn question. See, but when you're married, you got to be sensitive to their needs. I'll read it.
He said they could take it upon themselves to stress from 11 to 18 kids are persuaded to break laws and sabotage their clean name while also having intimate relationships without protection. In doing so, they have sabotaged their education and so keeping their neighborhood poor.
That's a deep statement, man. Mm-hmm. It has validity. It has sad validity because the bottom line is, what do we say about all the other nationalities that have done that? So, I get it, but I don't think, I'm not saying you're throwing darts at our people, but it's so funny. We had more fathers in the household too back then. So, I mean, what are we saying? Even if, back then, even if some fathers were Rolling Stones, they still knew how to roll their ass back to the house. You know what I'm saying? Unless the welfare people were telling them they weren't going to give them something. You know what I'm saying? So our system has been taught to keep people, to break up the Black family or the Latin family, if you want to say that, or but definitely if we're talking about African American. If you always know, I always merge my Latin culture, my Latin family into this because that's who I was brought up with. And historically, if you know who you are, they know who they are. If they don't, then I ain't got no time to talk. It's like I'm not going to talk to a stupid person because then I feel dumb. You know what I'm saying? I got a few statements, and if you don't get it, I'm on to the next one. Rich had me laughing one time. Rich said, the one thing I know about you, B, he said, you ain't got patience for stupidity. I don't. If you don't have knowledge of self, or you're not able to converse. Even, listen, I don't know anything or everything, but I know how to listen to everything. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's important. A lot of times people don't listen. I think that's a problem in relationships. People argue just to argue. They argue to make their point, but they want to be heard, but they don't want to listen. So, this is what we have to do better as a country, as people. Exactly. 40 zero tolerance for dummies. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I can't sit there and talk to a stupid person. You know what I'm saying?
No, so true. There are a trillion examples of people doing bad, especially people of color. But there are also a lot of examples of people doing good. Black people, people of color, well-educated people doing financially well. And I believe that those stories should be shared just as much as people who are making bad decisions. You agree? Because, I mean, we can talk all day about the killings and people being poor and this, that, and the other. I think we need to start shedding more light on the good news stories.
Well, you got to get them, and media doesn't show that. We have to go out there and look for them, and find them. But the thing is, it's a beautiful thing to hear goodwill stories. A lot of times they come hard and few in between.
So Loving God said people of color are the customers instead of the legitimate owners of sustainable businesses. Yeah, but hey, I am a woman of color. And like I said, it's a trillion stories of people of color not doing well, but I'm here to, do my part.
Change the
And
narrative.
absolutely, I am a woman of color, and so is my mother, and we have owned our art gallery for 13 years and counting. And I'm very, very, very proud of that. That's while, working 1 to 2 full-time jobs, running the business, having a nice savings account, all of my own. So, yeah, let's talk about stories like that. I totally agree with you. Loving God, there are a lot of people out here doing bad, but we collectively need to start sharing more positive stories. And I'm starting with myself. Also Brother Clay, he has his own two businesses that he's running on his own. And I've known Bill almost 8, so I've known you almost 7.5. And I'm watching you, Clay, do the damn thing. And I love it. Right? Those are the stories and you guys will talk about whatever you want on your day. But when I'm here, we are going to share good thoughts and good vibes and just use the platform to talk about people who are doing positive things. The gentlemen who have the magazine, Deadly Arts of Survival magazine, that's
Black owned.
Huge, huge deal. Bill isn't just saying that for no reason. I mean, they're doing the damn thing. Father and son. They have an award show that's coming up, right? Reggie Wells, you mentioned his speakers.
Yeah.
He's been in the music business for
a very long time.
How many decades, right?
Yeah.
He's doing the damn thing. Melba's a Black female who has a restaurant. She's going to her second restaurant now, right? Isn't there another one?
She's done something in Central Park or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
So
all our sponsors are Black owned.
They're all.
Leon, Chocolat
is another one.
Like,
talk about all that other stuff on Wednesday or any other day. When I'm here, we're going to talk about the people who are doing positive things, because I'm a firm believer that they need more light shined on them.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Still love you, but
Clay said it's important to talk about the good that people do, because it's never enough with all the wrong stuff being talked about. Absolutely. And Loving God, you said people of color don't make sure people eat. That's the look that look like that. Let me just tell you, listen.
Wow.
Malika will tell you this, and anybody that knows me, I've always done favors. If I had a hookup, I passed it on. Anybody that knows me, 40 Dogs, the way we met, we were sitting down having business meetings with Kathy Sledge, and rest in peace, our boy Big John. So and he's been in my life ever since then. Rest in peace to Big John. If you know me, Clay and I were talking the last time we got together to RIP our man Blake, give him his flowers on his anniversary, on his birthday. And we were talking business, and I told him, I said, as long as I got what I'm doing here, he's with me. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, what I have a problem with people that I put on and don't do anything about it is that they don't say thank you. Because I'm already self-made. I'm a finished product, and I'm still evolving. Like I said, I'm here with my wife, and we're doing other things. But I have problems when people that I put on don't even say thank you. Whatever it is, how minuscule it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's $5, say thank you. Don't act like I didn't give you $5. Don't act like I never gave you $5. So that's a problem. What I see people that don't do. So when I stop giving, it's not that I stopped giving to people. I stopped giving to those that never said thank you.
Right. You're selective with it. Because I've experienced the same thing. Like you mentioned earlier, I was an adjunct professor for a couple of colleges here in Philadelphia. And I referred certain people multiple times. And thanks. And then next semester, hey, Malika, or if you know of any contracts, this, that, and the other. Love you, but however, you tap me out.
Right.
And we know that you're not at odds with us, but I don't know. I talk about this when we're not on camera. I talk about it all the time because I want so much. I want light shown on the Black people or people of color who are doing well, male, female, whoever it is. That's what I want to talk about. I'm here every fourth Monday. we're going to shine a light on the good stories.
Yeah, rock on.
And 40 dogs, you're right. It is a lot of ungrateful people out there. Oh my goodness gracious. You know what? While we're on the topic, I say this to you all the time, Bill, but thank you.
You're welcome.
I tell him that all the time. Just because he's my husband, I do not take that for granted. I'm saying it in front of you. Thank you. He hears it all the time. I appreciate him. And we often say, I know I say, even if we weren't married, you are such a good hearted person. I would still want to just be friends with this guy. Right?
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Vice
Absolutely.
Versa. And we even said if we weren't married, we probably would be life partners. So that's something to think about.
That's so sweet of you.
For because she can get on my nerves.
Oh,
let me stop. And I can get on her nerves because listen, exactly. That's my spanker. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we have to. What Rich say? Not having a father around when it came to learning how to talk to women. I learned from the music we listened to the music spoke of making love and how to handle heartbreak respectively. Magazines like Ebony and Jet modeled the style and excellence of Black people. If you jumped, we spent too much time talking about negativity and not highlighting all the positive things like Black-owned businesses, like they don't exist.
So true.
Hey, Naomi, what's going on?
Knowing me.
Yeah. How are you?
I love her name.
Absolutely. Shout out to Rise. That's our joke. We love the cartoons, Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny when he used to do his thing. Rise, Sheriff of Nottingham. So we talk in that jargon.
That's cute.
You know what I'm saying? So T Little, what up, baby? What's going on? How are you? Oh yeah, the brunch party. I forgot to tell you. So starting in May 6th, that's what I was talking about. May 6th, we're gonna our summer series. Myself and Assorted Flavors and some other people. I think I don't know all the names. B Stacy, a few people. We're gonna do that. So we're doing the summer. May 6th is the Derby party. That's what we're doing with B Stacy and all that. But the summer series, 2 times a month, the first Saturday and the third Saturday of the month. You can always get to see us there, and shout out everybody. Loving God is talking to you.
Mrs. Foster, my point is the youth are waiting for the information to be shared that keeps them on the path to secure growth without crime. Why do you think that information is not being shared with them? You just spent a week at a high school sharing positive information and guidance. That's just one example. I think it is being shared. About the brunch party on May 6th, I have a question for the ladies, and I'm changing the subject a little bit, but it's been on my mind. I haven't been to a derby party in a trillion years. What on earth am I going to wear?
I don't know.
What am I going to wear? I don't have any hats anymore.
I know Clay. That's Clay. That's a Clay's.
I know. I need to talk to Greer for sure.
But I think Gina, you might have gone to a derby party too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anybody, y'all can chime in because I know I'm just going to throw on some bright colors and keep it fly.
Are you going to wear like pastels or?
No.
White pants.
Because if I'm not going to wear it all the time, then there's nowhere. Sundress. Oh, Clay says sundresses, Malika.
Oh, thank you, Clay. I can do that. Rochelle said, "Is that buy a hat, Rochelle?" I think that's what that icon is.
Kendra said pastels. Exactly. You should buy a hat.
Sundresses or color pastels. Oh my gosh, pastels and me do not get along. It's probably in my head though. I have to work it out.
Yeah. Again, not you guys. I'm talking about the older generation, all American feeling the youth. Well, let me just say this. I'm for all that conversation that you're having. I think, like I said, Wednesday, we have Judge Milton Tingley. We're talking about recidivism. We have some other people that I mentioned. Rich put together a wonderful panel. You can definitely bring that panel or that question up again, because I personally feel See, I get pulled into that conversation. I get pulled into that stuff.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. We have to. There are people out there doing what you're saying. It's just not. It's not highlighted. And there's so many people. What I've learned about the Black community, and then I'm going to defer back to Malika, is that we as people are not shining a light on each other. Everybody's chasing the same thing, but they don't know how to come together and get it together. I have conversations with some individuals, and we talk about building. We don't talk about who's the boss and who's, because that's not what it's about either. It's about building. I was on the phone today talking to some people in regards to domestic violence and stuff like that. So I know people that are out there trying to reach back and give back. Is it enough? Absolutely not. But then also too, I hope you out there giving back.
Gosh, you're in my head. I just want
to make sure you out there giving back.
Can you give us some examples of what you are doing or someone that you know? I would love to hear that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna stay on it too long, so take quick because we got a few more minutes.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see about the hat. Yeah, I wear baseball. I'm such a baseball cap girl, but I don't think that's gonna fly for the derby party. We'll get it together.
No. Natasha, what's going on? Shout out to everybody chiming in. This is the fourth segment. This is the forces. So you're fostering the moment right now with positive vibes only. Mm-hmm. This is her theme. Well, this is our theme, but the bottom line is right now we're talking about positivity, what we can do to lift our people. We'll probably have guests on too sometimes. I really wanted to highlight her. I was thinking about it because a lot of times, if you know anything about real talk, I don't script our segments. Anytime if I'm talking to the doctor, it's on the fly. It's about crowd participation. You want to ask the doctor. How many of you get a chance to ask the doctor, your own personal doctor, more than 15 minutes of questions? You can't due to dependent on healthcare.
Finish your thought, and then we'll read that. Those are good coming in.
So, excuse me. So I say all that to say, when I talk with Rich and the fellas, Kev and all that, we don't really script. Sometimes we may put a little topic out. Depends on, and you know, since I'm in part of media and the journalist aspect, you know, to grab attention and stuff, like we might throw a topic, but it's not the topic for the whole discussion, especially with Assemblyman Al Taylor. I don't know, sometimes which he would tell me about who he's bringing on the show. And he'll bring assemblymen and stuff, and he'll talk about what he's doing and his new adventures and and he's running for city council. So we've had Alvin Bragg on. I love to promote it and stuff like that. We've had the mayor on. So I got to get these people back, but I don't bombard them and chase them down all the time. And but the thing is, no topic is scripted. But the one thing is, this topic, this fourth Monday, would show you a nice couple that are working together for positive things, a little humor, a little seriousness, but bring all that smoke on them Wednesdays. And
that's all right.
No, but
I don't mind the smoke. I just,
But you don't want to talk about the smoke. If you don't want to talk about smoke, I'm just saying we can keep it away.
Whatever he wants to talk about, I would love for you to come on the show with us.
Oh,
come on right now. I can honestly send you the link right now. We like talking to people. It's all good. I want to read some of these comments. As I love what's coming in. So 40 Dogs said, I always give back. I take neighborhoods to Yankee Stadium, movies, cookouts, and family fun-filled events. I love that. T said, my brother Drew is part of 100 Black Men, and he mentors high school boys in the Bronx. Love it, love it, love it. Brother Clay said, over the years, I have employed multiple people that have been incarcerated when other companies wouldn't give them a chance.
Clay, you definitely need to tune in on Wednesday, because we have people, that's what we're talking about, a lot of that stuff too. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely. I've talked about how I volunteered. I was a mentor for a young lady when I was in college in New York. Early on, my first couple of years, I would volunteer downtown at a food pantry and give out food. walk around and talk to the people. Something I truly enjoyed. So Loving God said, wherever I can, I give God the proper respect by mentoring Jesus died for all our sins and stress. Without God, the judgment for sin is no joke. Eddie Vieira says sometimes someone else's father can make an impact on a young man. Mr. Foster Sr. was a huge influence in my life in so many ways, being that my dad suffered from mental illness. Thank you, Mr. Foster Sr.
Absolutely. And for those that don't know, Eddie is one of my tier ones. I call him my brother. There isn't any other title that I give him besides my brother. His family by the last name Vieira is from Hispanic descent. But the thing is, I've learned my Latin side of who I am from him, and as he's learned his African American side, and then together we come together and we share knowledge of just our history. So I appreciate him. What's up, Ree? I know you somewhere too. You know what I'm saying? but I love you, Eddie, and sometimes we don't say that enough. And we always know how to catch each other, but you got to say that. You got to say you love somebody faster than you can say you hate them and stuff like that. And I'm a firm believer that if I don't have anything positive to say, then I'm not going to say anything too much about you. Mm-hmm. So, but the one thing Malika will tell you, she says, I got the thing of a 10-year-old. Because if you ask me a question, I will tell you how I feel. So don't ask me if you don't want to know how I feel.
Those days sitting in church, I didn't even ask. I was just sitting there listening to the pastor, and next thing I know,
shout out to our Abyssinian family.
I get a tap on my shoulder. I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Bill always had something to say during service, and trust me, it was funny. And I'm one of those people. It's hard to hold it in when I want to laugh. I want to laugh.
So let it out.
So thank you for it.
Jesus said, let it out. Let it out.
Thank you for the humor in church. And we sat on the balcony, and there you can just look straight across at everybody. And man, oh man, I'm like, I know people are saying, look at those two kids.
That's all right. They've been talking about me one time.
That's all good though.
One time, my lady almost got cursed out. She could tell me to put my phone away. I said,
oh Lord.
She said the light bulb in my eye. I said, you should be looking at the pastor. Don't be looking down at my phone.
Supposed to start,
you know what I'm saying? No, I wasn't, but she stay away from my phone, yo.
So Natasha said, I volunteer for juvenile correctional facility in college, encouraging the youths to get their high school diploma. Giving back to the community is in my blood. Always got to pay it forward. Absolutely, lady. Love it. Love it. I love these examples that are coming in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll call it feel good stories.
That's what Malika do. She, that's what I always tell people. If you know anything about Malika and me, I protect her with she's the president of the United States because she doesn't bother anybody. And this has nothing to do with anybody here, but this is when you know you love somebody, you put them ahead of yourself. And I just always want her and her mother to definitely be safe. Anything I can do tactically or just as a man, just to make sure, and men need to protect their households and the women in their lives and stuff like that. Women, you can also protect your men. And I say that there's a whole different ideology. Just don't put them in scenarios that they can get hurt.
True. Oh my gosh.
Or get into a situation. But the bottom line is we need to love each other and protect each other. So going forward here, Luckner, what's up, baby? My guy Lucky in the building. I appreciate you,
Hi,
Lucky.
Luckner.
Hey, Nicole. That's Nikki in the building. What's up, sis?
Hi, Nikki.
Last time you saw was at the brunch party or we was riding bike?
I thought it was the bike, but I don't know.
No, I think she came by the brunch party one time. Yeah. So man. Just shout out to everybody. We're on a positive mission, and this is what we do. Mm-hmm. So many people, when they talk about law enforcement, how I've heard people say, oh, well, Black people in law enforcement don't speak up. It's a whole different mentality. We speak up now because now we've gained the knowledge. If you want to say it's like i.e. like the spook who sat by the door, then we can go with that terminology. But I give back. I give back from my expertise in law enforcement and life, being a Black man, being a successful Black man. and being a positive black man. I bring you a positive black woman that makes us a positive couple. Not hating on anybody. Like I said, if I don't have anything positive to say, then I don't say anything. You know, my personal feelings have never mixed up with my business. They've done that one time and it stopped a lot of things, just business wise, because sometimes you got to be careful who you go into business with.
So true.
You know, you got to be like-minded. Like my circle right now is tight.
Tight,
Very
right.
tight. Because I know Eddie Vieira ain't gonna cross me. We got about 45 years of almost close to 50 years of friendship. So I already know where him and I are. So I don't even have to look for him. Clay, you and I go back damn near 30 years. Lucky. Listen, man, you know, I've been here. I done had your back in the streets, bro. You didn't see me slap people up in the precinct. So so it is with Nicole. You and I, we've known each other from Harlem world, you know, our Harlem life. A lot of you have a personal connection to me, and you know, the one thing, no matter who they are, I love it when my shout out to Jared, Jacob in the building. That's Ingram Taxes. That is soft. That's
Daily Arts of Survival.
Thank you. Sorry, Daily Arts of Survival. They have something coming up. July, June 25th. I'm getting an award. We'll talk more about that from them. So it's always good to appreciate it. 40 and I, the last time we conversed, we talked about putting a little business together. I told them right now that's not what lane I was in. A lot of times I appreciate all of you coming to me with business ideas and stuff. And I tell you honestly, and 40, correct me if I'm wrong. I tell you honestly, if that's not where I'm projected right now, where I'm headed spiritually, mentally, or financially, I'm not gonna shuck and jive. I'm not gonna play with you. I'm gonna keep it pushing to another side. I will always support what you do, and if I can help you, I can. But otherwise than that, so like I said, this is all about positivity. Hey, and what's the slogan? Foster the moment with
always foster the moment with positive vibes.
Hey, only exactly.
Only. So Clay said, people say they love God, who they have never seen before, but see their brother and sister every day and don't say they love them. Love is love. So true.
Right. And shout out to Jacob too. They just had a baby, him and his lady.
Oh, nice.
What's the baby name, Jacob? Y'all still doing taxes, holding that baby in the
Clay, it's so true. Like, we not only say I love you to each other, obviously, but we tell our friends that we love them. Male, female, it doesn't matter.
If any of you guys know now. Let me tell you something. For anybody that knows, if you speak to me on the phone, most of the time when I hang up with you, I will say I love you. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't know if you heard love. Somebody said they loved you that day. So it's about, like I said, straight 100. I've had people tell me recently, and it makes me feel so good. It's so funny the shit you hear from the people that you don't expect to hear from, but the people that you expect to hear something from, you don't hear anything. I had somebody tell me, say, yo, Bill, you've been 100 this way. I love you. I said, word? He said, yeah. He said, yo, you've been this way and you never changed. There hasn't been a job, anything that you've done, any amount of success that you've had, music industry, anything that you've done, police officer, you never changed. You was always 100. If you look out for a person, you can do it. If you couldn't, you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You're not, without jeopardizing my careers and anything. I'm not gonna put myself, because it is what it is. So, and that's why I still have the relationships I have with today. I always say people will, they're gonna miss you when you're gone, right? I ain't trying to go nowhere no time soon, but
you better not.
Absolutely.
So Eddie said, I sponsor a young man who is less fortunate for 2 years now, and more than receiving free skateboards and stuff, I noticed that my connection as a male mentor has become more important to him. I'm blessed. That's wonderful, Eddie.
Absolutely. We love you too, Natasha. Come to that brunch party. We want to see you in the summertime.
Yes.
I get the inside stuff. Sometimes a lot of people don't come, but come out and play. Yeah, exactly. Right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank y'all. For real. Absolutely. Jacob, what's the name of the baby? Let's go down. I'm sure I believe that positive speaking. Absolutely. And I say that because we can't walk with everybody. A lot of times I get it. A lot of times people tag me in certain things. Some things I let go and slide and they want me to promote. But the bottom line is if I start promoting your thing, then it's almost like it's my thing. So I have to always be careful of what I put my name behind something. So when people ask me about things, understand it's never personal. I have to know the integrity of the person and what are you doing? Like Malika's she more than me sometimes is a very big supporter of Black business. A very big supporter of Black business. She just because, and you know what she tells me? She's
just
like, just because. And then she says, I'm a Black owner. And I know what it's like not to have people want to support you. So she says, I give back. And you know what's so funny? We had a person, and I'm see, this is when I get a little hot, but we've had a person call us one time that don't call out the blue. And he called and he was like, yo, I want you two to be a part of this because you know my following, my friend base, my family base. And like I said, I was one of the top event promoters in the city for a long time. And the people still love me. So people listen. I don't abuse my people. So he calls. And if he's listening, I don't care. You know I'm talking about him. I said, if he is, just type your name in and say, yeah, I'm talking about you. And he was like, yo, what's going on? I want you guys. I said, yo, right now, I'm not trying to go down that street, right? So Malika said, yo, you know, this dude is never. And I met him through church, but him and Malika knew each other. And when Malika told me, she said, yo, you know, I've supported his brother's business. I've supported anything. She said, he's never bought it. I said, I wish I would have known that. When he asked me that, I would have blasted him. I just said, you know what? You sitting here and you calling, you asking about supporting you, but you ain't support my wife? Come on, B. You out of bounds. And I'm telling him it's out of bounds. And if you ever call and ask me about it again, see, now that I know, see, he got off easy. He got the pass because I didn't know. Now I know. Let me go say at the next brunch, have everyone put in $5 for a raffle of a supermarket shopping spree for a family in a homeless shelter. You know what's so funny? That's a great idea, but sometimes you got to put certain things in certain perspective. People there to party. You know what I'm saying? The celebrations of life and stuff like that. I've had other people mention, oh, you should do this at your brunch party. The brunch party's not there for that. And I have no problem saying that. Not that I don't want to turn. Listen.
Maybe another event.
Yeah, another event.
I think it's a great idea.
Listen, I did a fundraiser for what started with the F? Oh my God, I got a mental block. Was it for me? For Tima, right? What is that? I don't know. Well, help me think. Shit. I don't know. What happened? But anyway, I did a fundraiser.
Right.
With Habitat for Humanity. 30 people. Jay-Z gave me 40/40 Club. Right? I did a fundraiser. 30 people. I had the news there, everything. Positivity, when you try to ask people to come out and for some positive, only if they feel they can get something from you. Only when people feel like if you're running for office, oh, I can get a job. Or I can get a favor. I'm a phone call and a book. Right? People don't call just to say hi, hello, damn dog, kiss my ass. They don't say shit like that. So, you know.
I'll call you tomorrow and ask you how you're doing.
No, let me sleep. Let me stop.
I just looked over the top of your head at the thing that we have up there.
Yeah, she changed the office around because I'm on her computer because she got the widescreen joint. I'm usually over in the corner in the archives.
Well, that's going to change very soon. But
no,
it says faith with God, all things are possible.
Yep.
And that's how we live our lives every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Right. Mm-hmm. So everybody, this is what we on. We on some positive, definitely on the 4th of the month. We're going to get back to some positive. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about.
So I'm here with you every 4th Monday of the month.
You like that, right? Yes, dear.
My word.
Say, fellas.
I don't know. I have to check my calendar.
Yes, dear.
Let me check my calendar first to see if I'm available.
Yeah, all right. Yo, listen. You know, let me just tell y'all something for some laughs and shit.
Yes.
You know when you married when you can see certain things, like everybody has their yin and their yang, and everybody knows their niche in their relationships, right? Malika's a big calendar person. Yo, I've never had a calendar. I lived off the top of my head. Boom, that's what I was. Detective.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, when I go to doctor's appointments and stuff, and they be like, or things, they be like, oh, can we schedule you for this and that? I'll be like, wait a minute. I whisper. I said, we got to call my wife. She's the calendar. She goes, and then, yo, let me tell you something. The ladies at the receptionist desk or whoever, they be like, oh, I love it. I wish my boyfriend or husband, Beyonce. I be like,
I had to do that. I mean, we just have so many different things between two different cities. It was necessary. It was that. So Luckner said, please, guys, do a relationship forum. We as a people need it.
I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm a
little shy. No, I'm just kidding.
But you know,
Nikki said you sound like her dad. That's so funny.
Yo, exactly. Well, yo, Lucky, you know, we definitely need that. And then let me tell you something. When I used to do Real Talk before Malika, it was about he and she. Excuse me. The evolution of me and what I saw that was happening in the world today needed more positive messages. We can listen. I talk to anybody about relationships. That's my shit. I can get it in your ass. You know what I'm saying? All up in your head. But anyway, we don't need to get into relationships unless you want that. Anyway, but because we can talk about the whole narrative. Next month, we'll talk about how people viewed me, how I saw people viewing me. But this is the thing. We have to talk about things that are working for us. Like, people don't really they don't get it. They don't want to get it. Like you're saying, if the party people can't sacrifice one drink to feed the people, they're not that smooth. Listen, I'm not there to.
And I don't really think that's true. It's just that we haven't put it out there, and we both agree. We think that's an excellent idea, but at a different event. Yeah. So Clay said that's true, Bill. It's really social media that has cut the personal contact with one another. You see people on Facebook and IG and think you know what's going on in their life. Oh my goodness, that's a whole word.
Yeah.
But for getting a phone call to talk and say what is good, more important, that's what you think is going on social media. That we were just talking about that last week, brother. We were like, yeah, people think they know every single thing we do all the time, and it's just not true. I'm glad they think that, but it's just not true.
Hey, Nicole, that's what's up. If your father 80 years old and dating, that's what's up. Because the bottom line is
he can't keep a date. That's why.
Well, I can keep a date. Malika, she kept a date better than me. That was her thing.
No, you're right. But
listen, let me tell you something. If she was a 10, I was a 9. It's all good. Sometimes, let me tell you something. Sometimes when we talk about that happy wife, happy life thing, sometimes it's just giving that date. Go ahead, take the dates, run with them. Go ahead. Now
I wish I could show you my calendar. Oh my gosh, Nicole! I wish I could show you my calendar. This one here, yes. So I keep dates for Bill, for my mom, for myself, for work, doctor's appointments, business appointments.
Listen, Malika,
it goes on and on.
This past week and a half, she done ran me to death. I'd have to take a nap from her. You know
when
what I'm
I see you in person, Nicole, Clay, or just Malika, let me see your calendar.
Right,
I will pull that calendar out. I don't want to show it here on the screen. I'm going to show you in person. You'll be like, damn. Yes.
She said, when Nicole said you hired for her too. After,
listen, Nicole,
she organized your ass, yo. Let me tell you something.
I've been on a roll lately.
Yeah, yo, Clay, that's right. You and I both, bro. I just tell her, I say, yo, Malika, what we doing? Where we going? I ain't never been this busy when I was single and shit. I just be like, yo, I go here. I don't want to go there. I do it. I don't do it. I'm having a flashback. Leave me alone. Hold me. Let me stop. Listen. But it's all good, though.
You're hilarious.
Yeah, it's all good. That's what love is all about, right? You know? Shit. They laughing at us.
It's hilarious. It's so true. I'm telling you, I won't be shy. When I see you in person, just be like, what's up with that calendar, Malika?
If she show it to you, you think
you'll be like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Yo, I can't believe if she was single now, she was dating somebody. They'd be like, yo, what can I squeeze in? She might give you a phone call or two. Because trust me, otherwise, I don't know if she's
there
going to
was
see
a
it.
reason that this started, Bill.
Well, tell us how it started.
Oh, don't even get me started.
No, get you started. Oh, come on, Whipper. Come on. Come on, Master.
No, it's just because we had different things going on in different places. And Bill would schedule something without checking the calendar.
Bill was trying to do what the hell he wanted to do. Some shit I didn't want to do.
Like,
Yo, listen,
Bill,
Clay, you married. Anybody out there married? You know, you want to do what you want to do. But when you married, you got to do shit you got to do. You got to go to somebody, her girlfriend's friend's grandmother's
call
birthday.
Me, Nicole. No, seriously,
you know what
I'm so serious about that. Call me. I had to because I was pulling my hair out between
my
mom
God,
and Bill.
yo.
Oh my goodness. At work.
Certain things, that's why I'm so glad I got married older. Because if I was younger, yeah, and we're both only children. So, listen. But listen, B. Because when you married, let me tell you something. You'd be like, well, we're going. I'm like, what do you mean we going where?
Clay, that's
I don't want to go.
He said my wife is all over my calendar. It's amazing at how much he's doing.
Yeah, Clay, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that shit sometimes.
I love it.
But then the funny thing is, Clay, you know how they hit you, everybody, ladies, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Because y'all do it just when y'all dating too. You be like, can you go with me somewhere? And they be like, wait a minute. Oh, you watching the game? Then you'll be like, oh, well, I know you're watching the game, but I'll go by myself.
Tell the truth. You didn't tell that right.
I said in general. I didn't say yesterday. Yesterday, we're at some of y'all know we got multiple places. So we're in PA today, right? So the thing is, we're close to Philly. Philly has a water shortage going on or some kind of contamination and shit, right?
Yeah, we're like a half an hour away from there.
So now they tell us after everybody then turned into zombies, World Z, people walking around here foaming at the mouth. Oh, don't drink the water, right? Okay. So now everybody's at all these stores outside. Now let me say something. Like I said, we're in the counties. So everybody's at the stores bringing waters. Poor little lady, she tried to tell us don't get the water. She almost got a little feelings hurt and shit.
At BJ's,
all persons like, yo, lady, you don't want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because Malika's see, I'm in the stores. I'm trying to be nice to people. Malika's like a shopping gangster. She'd be like, what? What'd you say? Who you talking to?
I take shopping carts.
She's a thief. She's a carpet thought thief. I always tell her, I say, yo, I'm gonna have to bust somebody's ass one day.
I need to stop doing it.
I said, yo, I'm gonna have to bust somebody's ass one day over a shopping cart.
I don't know when I started doing that, but if it's sitting there too long and I walk past it like 3 times, that means it doesn't belong to anybody.
T, that's what I'm talking about. T, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God, my sister-in-law is all about the calendar. My brother has to check with her.
Yo, shout out to my man Drew, my partner. I get it. I know. Fellas, and if you're married, know.
This week.
Happy wife, happy life, bro.
We're going to Allison's show in Philly.
Oh my God.
Thursday. Friday. It's 3 things going on in New York. We'll be in New York Friday. Saturday, which I know Bill doesn't remember because he hasn't looked at the calendar that far, we have to be in Delaware.
For what?
Look at your calendar.
Oh man, shit.
I'm not making this up. It's been on the calendar, honest to goodness, for like 3 weeks now.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. This is Real Talk Chronicles. That's
this
Malika.
Is why we have a calendar. I love you so much.
Yeah. I'll be up in New York tomorrow. Fuck that.
All right, New York.
Yeah, I'm going to New York tomorrow.
New York tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's all good. You're young.
Anyway.
He's young. He can do it, right?
Well, listen. Shout out to everybody chiming in with us. What y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling?
I'm so glad you're here with me because I had to remind him and I didn't want to do it alone. So I'm so glad you were here with me to remind him of that Saturday appointment. Thank you.
Yo, I want to thank you all. Please support your girl. It's always important. I love I love what she does. I support her. I know she's a positive woman. She doesn't bother.
That's
anybody.
hilarious, Clay.
Yeah. He said he's getting in contact with me. Exactly. Yeah. Clay, you got it. Exactly. What's up, Lucky? What's up, Lucky? My guy.
Hey, Lucky.
So please, come out, especially in the summertime. Come out.
Yeah.
And hang out with us. Let's take some pictures. The one thing we both like to do is take pictures. You smile. Come out, support Clay with his Harlem Sticks.
Yeah, I can't wear my. I'm gonna wear my baseball cap one of those Saturdays.
Well, let's wear it for April.
Fine with me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to my family, the Assorted Flavor crew. You know what I'm saying. We do what we do. Beautiful brunch people, Danny D, T-Rock. I always tease them. Ollie always talks about it. He's like, they brought me out of retirement because I had stopped. I've been promoting since 1987, so I got some years.
Wow, I was just born in 1987.
All right, that's my cue. Everybody. No, let me stop.
No, you're right. You have 5 more minutes because I'm not going to 9 o'clock and 9:15.
You go.
Like the Wednesday night
I'm
guys.
talking shit, y'all. You go if I tell you to go.
Oh, no.
You do it.
I see you comment.
Do it.
Listen. Are you trying to kiss me?
No. I'll kiss you later. Give us some positive. So,
I was looking at your necklace. It looks just like mine.
Oh, let's tell them the meaning of this necklace, everybody, real quick.
Go for it.
I saw this. If you ever see us together, we both have this necklace because both our names are engraved on it. The company, I'm not bigging them up because they give me no kickback, but we got this necklace and my name is on it and her name is on it, and this unifies the love we have for each other and letting the world know that we love each other, and that's what we do. Lenny, my man, Big Len, appreciate you, brother. What Clay said, he looking for the bag from where?
Tomorrow's.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
Clay, can't wait to see you Thursday. Positive affirmation. Yes,
we always end real talk with that, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, I love it. I really have enjoyed this. I'm so glad that life has opened up a little bit so that we could do this together. Because Monday nights this time I'm usually working still, and life had to.
You really are.
Yeah, no, I just. Okay, you're a little too close. That's why I'm on this side of the room.
Go ahead.
No, I realized I needed to pause because I can go like this, a million miles an hour, and it's not healthy to do that. And I learned that lesson a number of years ago, and I felt myself falling back into that same trap. And I put my foot down, talked to my husband, and I said, I got to do better. And he was like, yeah, you do, because I needed to just come up for air. So, I'm all for constructive criticism and somebody.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were listening.
This is my moment.
I'm sorry. No.
And somebody say, hey, you could do this a little bit better, or I see you falling into this work slump, which I don't know if anyone else out there is guilty of that, but I will admit I'm guilty of it. And it's okay to to pause and just move things around a little bit. I don't think I've fallen short on my wifely duties, right? I still keep up.
She good.
I still keep up with the household and all that good stuff.
Can I tell them a joke? Can I tell them an actual thing that happened though? We got to show to go with the bad. So, bottom line, we're still young at heart, right? So, we're about to do some mingling, and
oh no, are you talking about the dog?
No, not talking about the dog. Let me tell the story.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because did the little dress up thing for me and everything, cool, right? So she comes over and we're about to kiss, and she belches in my face.
Oh Jesus!
So I said, "Yo,
you should have ran this story past me first."
I said, "Yo, for that you could have fucking kept your sneakers on and your fucking flip flops."
You need to clear it. I'm human. Hey, I have told him from day one.
I say, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not going to be one of them prissy girls that's going to hold it in.
Yo, but you was right there. You see,
I was saying, excuse me, and keep going.
Listen, it was so funny.
It just happened.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the joke in the humor. It would just happen. It wasn't intentional, but the joke was the fact that, like, yo, You could have kept your sneakers on if you was gonna fucking belt in my face.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
I'm coming with my baseball cap,
You see
hat
what I'm
to the back
saying?
of my sneakers.
It's all right.
What's up, Bill?
I need a yo-yo in my life. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It's the fact that I'm getting some. You know what I'm saying? But yo, listen, and I think that's the beautiful thing for those out there that are not married, and find that funny moment. You know what I'm saying? That will always be something that we'll laugh and joke about. There's other things, and sometimes we'll bring you into our world so you can have some fun with us. You know
I
what I'm
will
saying?
definitely come prepared next month with a story for you.
That's all right. Listen, she know I got footage of her and Miles. She don't want me to talk about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. She'll go on my phone and delete that shit. But her and Miles. Yeah.
Oh.
I thought.
You know what? It's 8:30. It's been a pleasure.
Yo, Lucky, we're gonna do. Yeah. Oh, I can't breathe. So get off me. Listen, Lucky, we are gonna do a relationship form.
I'm sorry.
Stop. Listen.
Stop. We have a bad connection. We love you guys.
Yo. Thank you, loving God. Thank you all. Listen.
Thank you, Clay.
A little laughter, it don't hurt.
Nicole, Rochelle, Dana, Kendra.
Exactly. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us. So the first Monday of the month is Assemblyman Al Taylor and Wendy, his chief of staff. The second Monday of the month is Dr. Marilyn Corder. Sometimes we get a husband to chime in. I need to get him to chime in. The third Monday of the month is the First Lady of Def Jam, Allison Williams. Allison, you guys got to bring some people in for us, man. Some of your celebrity friends so we can talk about some other stuff.
Exactly. And we are bringing a whole crew with us Thursday.
We coming hard body.
We're coming strong Thursday.
We coming down to Philly and kicking. You know what I'm saying? And the fourth of the month is going to be Malika and I. So we're going to talk about anything you want. Laughs, jokes, relationships, you name it. She might talk about some spoofs on me. The beautiful thing about relationships, you got to, listen. I'm not that couple. We're not that couple where we're going to be on the show. Loving you.
No.
We're so flowers.
Me with this kiss. My goodness.
No. Stop.
Oh.
People watching.
Sorry.
But what I'm trying to say is that we're going to give you the real. There's going to be some laughs and jokes in it, some humor, some seriousness. I mean, listen, sometimes she don't like me. Sometimes I don't like her.
Sure.
But you know what? We know we love each other, and that's the key. So you're fostering the moment with positive vibes only. Appreciate it. Real talk, y'all. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Good night, everybody. Bill, no time out. Exactly. We love. Exactly. Great show. Thank you, Darren. Lucky, I'm down. Can't wait. Let me know, brother.
To be back.
Trina.
Anna,
hey, y'all. What up? Anna in the building.
Yes.
Love, Clay.
All right. Love you guys.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.